Hey guys, how's it going? M Gaming here, and today I'm back with another video. Today we'll be talking about Street Fighter 5. I haven't got the sound on in the background. I'm playing some story mode in the background, so if you don't want any spoilers whatsoever, uh, I'd leave this video if you're really sensitive to spoilers, because that you might read something or see something, or because I got not got the sound on. If you just want to listen to the review spoken, I just thought I'd put some gameplay in the background. Um, so happy Street Fighter 5 day or whatever. I'm making this video the day after because my internet took an age to download the update. Um, and what does that mean? Well, by the time you've seen this video, probably 2 days later, and it's also my birthday. I thought I'd put that in there. So yeah, I just thought I'd put that in there. Um, so let's get into this. A game I've been really excited for, Street Fighter 5. Got a lot of negative press, got some really good press. I want to give my opinion on it and address some of the stuff. Before we get into this, I want to just tell you how I rate things in terms of score. I give every game starts out as a 10. If there's something really glaringly wrong, I can take 1 to 2 points off, depending on how I feel it affected the game, the purchase. Smaller things like maybe a few frame rate drops will take off half a mark. So bear that in mind. I'm not just pulling numbers out my head like, oh, this was a good game, 7.5. Do you know what I mean? Like, I generally do think through things. If you didn't know, I want to talk about there's really only 2 points, okay? And I want to get into it later because I have to give you these points. I have to be my honest opinion. Um, but I'll also tell you whether to buy it and all that stuff. Anyway, rambling over, let's get into the review. So the first thing I want to talk about is lack of content. And there is a lack of content in terms of single player. Now there's a lot of online stuff and all that sort of stuff. There's a few things missing apparently from other Street Fighter games that I read up on. Again, this is my first Street Fighter game, so bear that in mind. So yeah, that's a problem. There is a lack of content, and you will be doing a lot of the same stuff at the moment. As of today, 17th of February, there's a lack of content. I understand that there's free updates coming in March. Everything's free for the game. If you didn't know, guys, you can earn it in game or get the season pass. It's up to you. So yeah, for me, it really is a case of they should have had more in launch content, whether it was time constrictions and they didn't want to delay it for their fans. I respect that, but at the same time I still have to put it as a valid excuse, a valid negative. Okay, the next point I want to talk about is load times to get in to online, not the online itself, smoothness and all that sort of stuff, but actually getting a match. Now, I stick mine, sorry if I knocked the mic there, guys. I stick mine on anyone. I can play PC, PS4, get my butt kicked by both of them, so it doesn't really matter at this point. And it can take me up to 5-10 minutes to find a match. That is a long time, guys. I was watching Kind of Funny's live podcast or whatever, and it did take around about 5-10 minutes. Some didn't take that long at all, but some you will have trouble finding a match. Even with the most, you can play anyone worldwide, any platform, you're still going to have problems. And that is a problem for me, guys, and I have to take a mark off for it, because when you're trying to grind and get your level up and really level up your character, learn the skills and all that sort of stuff, yeah, you're going to want to obviously play as much online as possible and get better. And there's a lot of online trophies like play 300 matches, win 300 matches, and that's cool and everything. I don't think I'll ever get the 300 wins, don't get that wrong. I could play 300 matches, I'll just turn up, do you know what I mean? But yeah, for me it is a case of the problem getting on, and it does affect immersion, and can get quite frustrating, in my humble opinion. Now, that's the two negatives I had from the game. We're going to talk about some positives now, because there is a lot about this game that is very positive, in my opinion. the story mode. The story mode is very interesting. It's split into 16 parts. Obviously, there's 16 characters, and each character has their own story path. But some of them actually cross over. So let's just say, I'm just thinking off the top of my head. You fight as Zangief, then Rainbow Mika will have her own story arc there, and they're kind of similarly linked but have different spins and all that sort of stuff. And that's really cool that, you can see how, they cross reference the characters and their relationship. I think that's really cool, and I think that was awesome to do. That it's not just, and I can pick anyone. So let's just say I wanted to go. I went from top left to right, and then all the way down. But you can literally go from top, then bottom, then middle, then whatever you want. You can do it any way. It's not restricted, and that's a really cool feature for me. That you can get your favourite characters' stories out the way and leave the worst for last, or get your worst or least favourite characters in, and then go down to the best. That's up to you guys. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I did really enjoy the story, left to right, all the way down. But that's just me. The second thing I want to speak about is the two types of graphics within the game. As you can see now in the background, it's sort of a sort of an anime, hand-drawn, manga, cartoon, whatever you want to call it, like hand-drawn cutscenes. They're really beautiful to me. I think they look stunning. There's a lot of detail that's gone into them. I like the hand-drawn style personally. I got the limited edition box, not the statue or anything, just the steel bookcase, and that looks like it's hand-drawn. And I like that style. That really appeals to me. But in the fight itself, it's got 3D, and definitely you can see they've put a lot of detail, in characters' hair and their muscles and their outfits and all that sort of stuff. I like the attention to detail. That's a big thing for me, guys, and they really have a lot of attention to detail. For example, as you can see, just for example, this map, India. You're focusing really on the fight, aren't you? To be fair, but there's so much stuff going on in the background. A lot of funny stuff, a lot of interesting stuff going on in the background. It's like a dynamic background and all that sort of stuff. So the fact that that's happening during a match is cool, because they could have had a static one, but the fact they got a moving background, I really enjoy that. The next thing I want to talk about is how the game runs. The game runs superbly. I don't know the frame rate. I think it's 60 FPS for a fighting game usually. I'm not too sure on that, guys. But the game runs smooth. And yeah, again, it looks stunning. I don't know the official terms and everything. The game looks beautiful and it runs really smooth. So hats off to Capcom for creating such a smooth, beautiful experience. You have to take your hat off to them. And now I want to talk about the game modes. Now the single player game modes. At the moment there's 3. There should be 4, but it's not unlocked at the moment. It's coming out in March. You got the story mode. We've covered that. The versus. So let's just say me and a friend, couch co-op, can go at it. Controllers, fight stick, whatever. And that's a really cool feature. You've got one-on-one fights. Yeah, that's really cool. For me. I think it's online. I assume it is, but I haven't tried it. I like to play it on my own or with random people. I know that sounds strange, but that's just me. So yeah, so that that's that. And now I want to talk about survival mode. And I really like survival mode, even though it's difficult, because so what you've got to do, if you didn't know, if you're playing through it, like how many rounds are there? There's 100 rounds you've got to get through. If you get through all the different rounds, I think you get different coloured costumes or something. I'm not too sure on that, what you get, because I haven't beat it yet. But yeah, definitely something I really like. I got to round 50, but the problem is with survival mode, I say, it's one after another, different characters, um, and some you'll just struggle with. I struggle against Dalsim, at least the CPU AI version, whatever. Um, I struggle against Dalsim, so that's a difficult fight, and also Vega, I think that's his name. I'm not too sure. I think, yeah, he whoops my backside. He was the one. I was at 51 levels done on just normal. Bear that in mind. I know I suck, but on normal. And yeah, he just got some combos on me, and I couldn't counter it. And yeah, so it's definitely one of them things. If you're a hardcore Street Fighter fan, stick it on Hell difficulty. I know there is a glitch. I'm trying not to use it, guys. I got to round 20 without using any glitches on Hell. But yeah, it's one of them things. I think it's one. Yeah, you can beat it in an hour and a half on the hardest difficulty by doing certain combos. I want to do it legitly. Even though it'll be much harder, I feel like the reward will be greater to me. Okay, to me it will be, because I suck at fighting games. If I can do it legit and fight properly, then that's great. Um, but yeah, if you're like a good Street Fighter, I'm not saying world class like uh, competitor or anything, but if you're decent at fighting games and decent at Street Fighter, definitely try that out, guys. It will give you a bit of a test, at least, especially on the hardest difficulty. Challenge modes looks interesting. I can't talk on it because, again, it's not in the main game. Well, it is. It's a free update, but it's not here yet. Okay. Um, Now, I will be honest here, guys. I've only tried two of the online sections. Um, I haven't tried Battle Lounge, so bear that in mind. I don't know what that is. If you know, guys, tell me. I should have checked up. It's just that I haven't got round to doing that yet. That's the one thing I haven't touched. I've touched everything else in the game. So yeah, ranked matches is like real competitors, real competitive. People are trying to move up, and even though like level up in the leagues and all this sort of stuff. Also level up the character, get more fight money, uh, and all that sort of stuff. So that's the real competitive side. And then you've got a casual, I think it's casual matches, where it's just like people like, well, I've only done one match on it, but probably more like myself, who are going to go on that and literally just against people who are probably trying to just feel out the online section of the game, because it can be quite difficult. Do you know what I'm saying, guys? So um, that's what that section's there for. Um, so that's really good for new to online, because the real good Street Fighter guys are going to be in the rank matches. Let's be honest here. They're going to be in those rank matches because they're going to want to get up to silver and gold league, or whatever the hell it's called. They want to get as high as a level as they possibly can. Um, so yeah, it's one of them things. I'd recommend going in the casual thing for new gamers. I don't know about Battle Lounge, like I said. You can set up your own profile, which is really cool. You can have like a different coloured banner next to your name. It's like blue, red, and black, I think. You can also change your online name, which is cool because a lot of us PlayStation guys, we moan about our PlayStation Network ID or whatever, PSN ID. So yeah, this is a way, I guess, mini way in one game that we can kind of sort of have that. We can have whatever name, and you can change it anytime. That's cool, I think. And also, you can choose your favorite fighter. So you can, the one you feel most comfortable with, you can set as your own character. You can also change the color of their outfit and all that sort of stuff. I really enjoy that little feature, and for me, it is Nikali. I like using him. I may find out that there's like a really overpowered guy, and I may move over to him. Who knows? But I really do like Nikali at the moment. I'm whooping some backside, at least in single player. Bear that in mind. So yeah, Nakali's really good, and that's who I use. And then the training bit. The training bit in this game is very interesting because in most games, you know, like FIFA and whatever, you know what I mean, even in shooters, which I'm not very good at, I wouldn't touch, you know what I mean, I wouldn't having any incentive to do that because it's not really that competitive. You know, if there was a shooter training mode where people just stand there and you practice headshots and all that, to me that isn't helping me. But in this game, I was on that for about over half an hour while watching some YouTube, practicing combos, practicing like these finishing moves. You know, like I don't know what they're called. I don't know if they're V triggers or something. I don't know what they are, but I'm practicing them, mastering them for the characters and all that. And it was genuinely a lot of fun to do. And that's very strange for me to say for a training aspect of a game, like just there for casuals like me who are just getting into it. So yeah, that's a cool part. But like I said, guys, there isn't a great amount of content in the game at the moment. But like I said, they'll be putting it through. So now my score and also my should you buy it day one, rent it or leave it. For me, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Now, the 8 out of 10 is I'm taking 2 full points off for lack of content and also um, online load times. They did disturb my enjoyment, not to the point where I'm taking 2 points off this game for it, it's that bad, but like a point off each, and that will knock it down to 8. There are annoyances in the game that frustrate you a little bit. More probably for me, the online section than the lack of content because I've been playing it for like 6 hours straight. So I've got plenty to do, but for most people, you may have a little bit of a problem with that. I'm also gonna say now it's an 8 out of 10 from me, but potential game of the year. So bear that in mind. Just because a game from me gets an 8, this is for me at the moment game of the year. It's that good. Should you buy it? Yes, it's worth the full £40 that I paid for it. It's worth that and more. It's going to get free content from out here on out, and I'm really excited. Let me know, guys, have you picked up Street Fighter or what? And I'll catch you guys in a new video very soon.